The glory of sport comes from desire, determination, and dedication. Achieving success and personal glory has less to do with wins and losses than it does with learning how to prepare yourself so that at the end of the day, whether on the track or in the office, you know that there is nothing more you could have done to reach your ultimate goal.
Very good evening to everyone present here with us this day. We, the study family, extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our chief guest, Mr. Pradeep Kumar, Dronacharya Awardee, our chairman Padma Shri, Dr. K. M. Cherian, vice chairman Dr. Sanjay Cherian, correspondent Mrs. Sandhya Cherian, SMC board member Mrs. Rema Daniel, our principal Mrs. Alice Kisku, vice principal Mrs. Elizabeth Joseph, coordinators Mrs. Sujata Ananda Vijayan, and Mr. Sandil Raj, PTA members, parents, guests, and our enthusiastic participants, and the entire student body of the study present here on this August occasion of the 15th Annual Virtual Sports Meet 2020-21 of the Study International Puducherry.
Before we start today's program, let's invoke God's blessings for this evening. Let's bow our heads in reverence as the school prayer song is played.
Someone rightly said, the world needs huge positive energy to fight against the negative forces. Go to the center of your inner being and generate that positive energy for the welfare of humanity. COVID-19 has laid before us many challenges. We, the study team, have tried our very best to overcome it, and here we are. Be it academics or co-curricular activities or sports, we are marching ahead with our heads held high, overcoming every roadblock along the way with great skills, tact, and resolve.
To begin with today's program, I invite our beloved principal, Mrs. Alice Kisku, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
A very good evening to one and all present here. I am beaming with joy and pride as I extend a very warm welcome to this August gathering for the 15th Annual Sports Meet 2020 held on a virtual platform. This initiative of conducting a sports day on a virtual platform stands testimony that COVID lockdown has not deterred our spirits to enjoying sports activities. I'm here before you on behalf of our beloved chairman, Dr. K. M. Cherian, and all the members of the management and the entire fraternity of the study family to welcome you all dear students and parents and well-wishers. At the outset, I wish to thank Mr. Pradeep Kumar, our chief guest, for having kindly consented to preside over this 15th annual sports meet and distribute the certificates to the winners on this virtual platform. The fact that Sir is a Dronacharyan awardee and Indian national coach since 2005, having over 30 years of coaching and having trained over 4,000 swimmers in his career makes us feel extra special to have your valuable presence with us in this evening, sir. Sir has also been our school judge in the swimming competition when we had the Marman Cherian Inter-School Swimming Meet in 2018. So he is more like a sports mentor and a great well-wisher of our school. We are indeed very proud to have you here with us, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation as our chief guest. I'm sure these young contestants are going to draw a lot of inspiration from your charismatic presence. Welcome once again, sir. I would also like to welcome the members of the management, Dr. K.M. Cherian, our Vice Chairman, Dr. Sanjay Cherian, and also Mrs. Rema Daniel, our guide and mentor, and the most active member, I should say, of our SMC board, who has joined us all the way from Delhi. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for making this evening a very extra special one for all of us, and kindly accepting to also really brochure for us. Welcome to all our members of the PTA, beloved parents, and all my adorable students from kindergarten to class 12. I welcome each and every one of you this evening to revel in each other's company and that will be shared by our dignitaries, enjoy a few sporting activities. This COVID lockdown period set me thinking about all the blessings of life that we have enjoyed so far and how we miss most of that when we forced to shut ourselves indoors. I realized that we have taken a lot of things in life for granted and understand its true value only in its absence. Therefore, a powerful message that I came across recently, and I thought it will be appropriate to share it with you all today. I think some of you must have heard this particular message, but no harm hearing it all over again. A hunter once lost his way deep inside the jungle, and while chasing a deer, he used all his navigation skills, but neither did he find any way out of the jungle, nor could he find any food to eat for 8 days at a stretch. He started feeling so hungry that he could eat an entire elephant at one go. Disappointed, he lost all hope. And that is exactly when he saw an apple tree. He collected a dozen apples to feed him for the rest of his search. And as he ate the first apple, his joy knew no bounds, and he just couldn't stop feeling grateful and blessed. He thanked life, he thanked God. He could not believe his luck when he ate the first apple, but he was less grateful when he was eating the second apple, and even lesser grateful when he had the fifth apple. Somehow with each passing apple, the hunger still kept on increasing and joy kept on reducing drastically. He just could not enjoy the 10th apple. Why? He had already taken for granted the gift of having found an apple tree in the midst of a forest after 8 long days of wandering with hunger. When he took the 10th apple in his hand, he was still very hungry, but he did not feel like having it anymore. Economics call it this as diminishing marginal utility, but I would like to call it diminishing gratitude. In simple word, taking things for granted, or let's call it the 10th apple effect. The 10th apple did not lack taste. It did not lack the potential to satisfy his hunger, but the only thing lacking was his gratitude for finding food in the middle of the jungle. The hunter represents us, and the apple represents the gifts that life gives us. The 10th apple represents our lack of gratitude for the gifts of life and our taking everything for granted attitude. As we continue receiving the gifts of life, our hunger, our greed keeps on increasing, and the joy we get from these gifts diminishes. The 10th apple is as sweet as the first apple. And if the 10th apple fails to give you as much pleasure as the first one, nothing is wrong with the apple, but everything is wrong with you. If you get bored on a dull day, it's not because the day is dull and boring. It's because your gratitude has become dull and boring. The gift of life for another day cannot be taken for granted. The nth year of our life should seem as exciting as the 16th or the 25th, or even today as the 15th year in being the sports day. Never let the 10th apple effect make you take these gifts of life for granted. Never let your gratitude of life fade away. With this thought, all of you, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you once again to enjoy every minute spent here on this virtual platform, appreciating the efforts that has gone into making this virtual sports day a reality. Once again, a warm welcome to everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcome to everyone present here. A beautiful collage of saffron, white, and green. It is the most precious thing we have ever seen. How it dances and flutters high, atop the highest peak, touching the sky. To a nation where men are wise, we are Indian, we say with pride. Let's start our 15th annual virtual sports meet by hoisting the national flag. I request the gathering to stand in attention for the hoisting of the flag. I request our Honorable Chief Guest for this evening, Mr. Pradeep Kumar, to hoist the pride of our nation, our national flag. I request everyone to remain standing for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you, sir. I request the gathering to remain standing. Now, I request our Honorable Chairman, Dr. K.M. Cherian, to hoist the school flag that never fails to remind us of our school motto, Strive to Excel.
Thank you, sir. Now the study school choir will sing the school anthem. I request the students to stand in reverence and join us in the singing with your audios muted.
Our alma mater, to thee we give our heart. To thee we strive to play a worthy part. You give us strength to follow truth and right, and ever lead our feet towards the light. To thee we learn, the game exceeds the prize. To thee all fears and foes forever fly, and in thee are when victory is won. Teach us to be humble, faithful, studiers. When school is done, the study's still our guide. We look to you when the clouds are pathways high. Almighty God, be our vision and will. School of our youth, guide us still. Through thee we learn, the game exceeds the prize. Through thee all fears and foes forever fly. And in the hour when victory is won, teach us to be humble, faithful studiers.
Thank you, everyone. Now, I request our chairman, Dr. K.M. Cherian, to address today's gathering. Over to you, sir.
A very good evening to all of you. My dear children, parents, teachers, and all other respected invitees. It's a pleasure for me to talk to you on this special day. It is a sports day which is being conducted through the Zoom. This is the first time I am seeing it and I am doing it. It reminds me of my younger days when I was a school boy, 8-9 years old. In our school also we used to have a sort of a sports day. But our sports was only a football game. But there was no football. The football was made with coconut leaves. We make ourselves and we play with that. We didn't have canvas shoe or football boot, nothing. Naturally, you get some cuts. So what is the treatment? Run to the nearest well. Draw water with the use of a bucket and wash the leg with that water. Because you are playing, you are thirsty. So you drink half of that water also from the same bucket and continue playing. We never used to get any infection. Whether leg infection, wound infection, or stomach upset. Today, if you drink even distillery water, you can get diarrhea. So this is what is acquired immunity. This is exactly what I want to tell about COVID-19. Now this is by means of virtual reality, augmented reality, etc., etc. This is all by use of 2G, 4G, now 5G is also coming. Now we all know that it is because of a virus. What is a virus? A virus is nothing but other than a excreta of the dead cells, our own cells. This is what is virus. Now this particular virus is larger than the previous virus, which caused what we call the Spanish influenza, which occurred in 1917 and 18. Now what is the treatment? If you see the old pictures, there everybody has been with a mask. There was social distancing. There were no bars, no cinema theaters, nothing. The food was ordered through the phone. We have not progressed. We are still in the same place. Social distancing, very important. And the next is, they will say hydroxychloroquine or vitamin C, etc. Drugs are not very important. First, as I said, social distancing. Second is personal hygiene. That is why we should all wear mask. Frequently wash the hand with soap, because soap has got the capacity to dissolve the covering of the virus. So frequent washing with soap. And then immunity booster, that is good diet. Lastly, sports. When you do sports activities, running or jumping or whatever it is, you breathe more. That means your oxygenation is better, which will create better oxygenated blood, and that will prevent what we call the basic problem, it is microthromboembolism of the pulmonary arteries. Please follow all this, and this is the most important. That is, stay healthy, stay safe by good food and improving your immunity. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for rousing our spirit with your words. In the words of Robert C., success is the sum of small efforts being repeated day in and day out. This moment will go down in history of our school, revisited time and again. This is one of the highlights of this evening. We now will be a witness to the release of our school prospectus in the form of an e-brochure with a facelift by Mrs. Rama Daniel, SMC board member and most valued mentor of our school, and also valuable inputs from Dr. Sanjay Cherian and Mrs. Sandhya Cherian. We wanted to give a facelift to the existing brochure and circulate it as soft copies. This e-brochure highlights the special features and facilities available in our school. I request Mrs. Rama Daniel to speak a few words before releasing the e-brochure of our school. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Jessica. Good evening, everybody. Respected Chairman, Principal, teachers, parents, and students. I'm very happy to be associated with the school, TheStudy-Library, of which I have been a member since its inception. And I'm thankful to the Chairman, Management, Principal for giving me this opportunity to release the e-brochure. As far as I know, the school is a very progressive one with latest infrastructure and facilities. And the school is unique because it has got rare plants, a rabbit hutch, an aquarium, and so many other things which you normally don't find in other schools. And children who are coming from urban background, it's a privilege for you all to be part of this kind of an atmosphere which is eco-friendly. Another feature is the 21st century skills that can be learned in the school, like drone technology or 3D printing. Now, if you have seen the latest education policy, it is giving emphasis to skills rather than acquiring knowledge. So it is time for the students to look at options other than medicine and engineering, law or chartered accountancy, which are very, very popular, and look at courses which would be helpful in starting an enterprise or having more employability skills. So I would request everybody to have a look at this e-brochure, which is having all the pictures and also the salient features of the school so that you get an idea as to what all things are on offer in the school and make use of them. So I would be very happy to release this e-prospectus, and I would request everybody to have a look at it on the website. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your heartfelt words. Thank you, ma'am, for your heartfelt words. It's time to show our commitment and determination by taking the oath during this virtual sports event. We have the lighting of the Olympic torch by our sports heroes, followed by oath taking by Nandan Aro, the sports secretary.
This is a proud moment for the Olympic torch bearers of the study as they take a lap with the Olympic torch. The first torchbearer of the Olympic flame is the study's archery champion Nikisa Sakari of grade 9. A proud moment for Nikisa Sakari indeed. She's taken part in archery championships held both at the national and international levels. At the international level, she took part in the Youth World Archery Championship held in Spain. In 2019-2020, she took part in the Youth World Archery Championship held in Haryana and packed the second position.
Nikesa hands over the torch to Robin Lawrence of Standard 10. He is an ace swimmer of the study. He took part in the Swimming Khelo Youth Games 2020 held in Assam. He has participated in many other competitions at the national level, school, CBSE matches and zonal level matches.
Albert Benoit of Standard 10, yet another versatile swimmer from the study, took part in the Swimming Khelo India Youth Games 2020 held in Assam. He has also participated in many other competitions at the national level, CBSE matches, school and zonal level matches. The Olympic flame is a manifestation of the positive values that man has always.
Tamil Maran of class 12, the study skating champion. He has bagged a gold medal in the 1000 meter category and a silver medal in the 300 meter category in the CBSE South Zone skating competition, which was held at Jain Heritage School, Belagavi, Karnataka.
Tamil Maran hands over the flame to Tamil Selvam Dia of Standard 10, the study's yet another skating champion. He won a bronze medal at the CBSE National Skating Competition 2019 to 2020 held at Sri Shinkarling Model School, Chiklagut, Karnataka.
Kaveen S. of Standard 7, another skating champion of the study, who has won a silver medal in 500 meters category in the CBSE National Skating Competition.
Nandan Aro of Standard 12. He is an ace basketball player. He captained the study's basketball team, which bagged the first place and lifted the championship trophy in the Zonal School Games Championship 2019 to 2020. Nandanaro is running towards the Olympic cauldron. The sports secretary of the study L'École Internationale lights the Olympic torch. Now he leads the sports champion in the oath-taking ceremony.
We swear that we will take part in the Study-Library International 15th Annual Virtual Sports Meet. Respecting the rules and regulations that govern them. In the true spirit of sportsmanship for the honor of the Study-Library International and the glory of sports.
Proud moment indeed for all of us at the study. Thank you, friends, for this memorable moment. To do any kind of great and noble work, we must first begin with all our will and zeal. I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dronacharya Awardee and Indian National Coach, Mr. Pradeep Kumar, to declare the sports meet open.
Good evening, everyone. I declare the 15th Annual Sports Meet for School open. Thank you.
May I now invite our Chief Guest, Mr. Pradeep Kumar, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everyone. Respected Chairman and the Principal, respected Dr. Sanjay Churian and other management members, respected faculty, teaching and non-teaching faculty members of the school, dear students and their parents. I'm glad and honored to be here for the 15th Annual Sports Meet of the school, though it's virtual. And COVID-19 actually the pandemic has challenged us to find new avenues in different fields. The same way the school has been found to conduct this competition virtually. So I congratulate all the school, the teaching and non-teaching and the sports department for conducting this meet to lift the spirit of the students. And I'm also aware that most of the schools right now are conducting the online classes for their students. The same way, as coaches, we are also conducting the online classes for the students. But unfortunately, that we are missing is swimming in India, because we are not able to use the swimming pool till now. Hoping to get this open probably by the 4th phase. Even though whatever sports activities that we start, and we need to follow the guidelines of the respective states and the nation to avoid any kind of problems to the participants. And at this time, all of us would have been in the midst of 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic that we are missing that, it's been postponed to next year. I think this is the 4th time. The previous occasion, there were 3 times the Olympics been cancelled. That is rather in 1916 for the First World War. And after that, it was in 1940 and 1944 because of the Second World War. And this is the 4th time that Olympics been, rather it is not cancelled now, it's been postponed to another year. And all of us are looking forward for the next year Olympics. As a coach, I was part of the previous edition of 3 Olympics. That was in Rio, the previous one, and London and Beijing, and the last 3 consecutive Olympics. I was the coach of the Indian swimming team, and we were actually preparing to get our swimmers qualified for these Olympics. And for the first time, there are about 6 Indian swimmers have met the B qualifying timing. And there are about 4 of them are very close to the A qualifying timings. And we were looking for, further qualifying meets to qualify for those events. But unfortunately, by March, everything has been stopped. But I'm sure this again, like I said, the challenges, this time that is given to the swimmers probably to prepare better and qualify for the next Olympics, probably with the A qualifying time. And as a coach, for me, actually the sports mean discipline. As a coach that I've been coaching for about 32 years and to the national, international repute of swimmers, I've been successful in training the athletes because I was in two ways that I was very concerned about the discipline of the swimmers, whether it be physical discipline or mental discipline. So I look at sports in one angle, just one angle. The sports teach all of us, you all students, all of us, one of the major disciplines that I'm going to talk about is time discipline. See, we generally as Indians, something that we don't give much of a care on time. When I say time discipline in sports, we generally don't talk on minutes. Then you must be thinking that we think of seconds. No. I don't know how many of you really try to understand there is 1/100th of a fraction in a second. 1/100th of a fraction in a second. That is, we have 60 seconds in a minute, but there are 1/100th of a fraction in a second. In that 1/100th of a fraction, where you can get an Olympic record or an Olympic medal, or can lose an Olympic medal. Actually, beyond that, if any of the athlete needs to qualify on a time discipline, that is Olympic discipline, they will have to qualify a time standard which you probably miss by 0.01 second. That is 1/100th of a second. If you don't meet that, you will miss that. That is what I'm calling about time discipline. So as athletes, as students, if you work on this particular aspect, you will have a lot of time to spare in your 24 hours a day. We spend a lot of time doing a lot of things without considering those timings. This is what actually the sports help you, one part of your discipline. I am not talking about your physical benefit and physiological benefit or even psychological benefit of sports, which is enormous amount of benefits that it gives. See, I'm sure all of your teachers would have told you that you are going through your formative years of your life. You know, the 5 to 17 years of age, where you need to be improving your physical and physiological abilities of your life by doing certain kind of aerobic exercises. So I request the parents who is listening to this program, probably give your children an hour a day, at least about 5 days in a week, to do some kind of physical activity. Let it be playing around, let it be badminton, let it be swimming, let it be athletics, let it be gymnastics. Something which gives you some kind of aerobic fitness. When I say aerobic fitness, the improvement of your cardiovascular and your respiratory capacities, like Dr. Cherian was talking about, improving your respiratory abilities, so that will prevent you from getting infection and improve your immunities. So that is what another important benefit of the physical activities. So you will be able to withstand all kind of problem, especially when you do at this age. You know, right now at 30, 35, 40 years, when we get into a kind of lifestyle diseases, and it could probably delay by a few years, if at all it happens to come to any of you without physical activities. A good, strong physical body will definitely accompanied by a good, strong mental position, because you guys have to go through a lot of mental pressure on academics. And what sports gives you is something that I need to conclude with. It gives you a lesson while we lose, and it teaches to lose and overcome that. Like Michael Jordan said, I have been a loser all my life, but ultimately I become a winner, because he could withstand all the losses, and you become mentally very strong. So as students, you should not be worried about that if you get less mark in one subject, because there is a whole life ahead of you. You need to take that as a challenge and overcome those challenges, prepare yourself better, so you become an extremely good citizen for our country. Ultimately, education as academics or sports, what we're looking at is that we will have a better generation for our country to sustain and withstand all those future problems in our country. And I take this opportunity to thank the management for giving me an opportunity to interact with all of you or talk my views to you. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Alice Kisku, for giving me this opportunity. And I thank the entire management for giving me this opportunity to just interact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, we move on to the most exciting part of today's program by the Studyites. Dance as an art has no barriers. It is something that everyone can feel, everyone can understand, and definitely something everyone can enjoy. Now, let's witness a dance program by the students of the study.
Sapamagata kita tadi mita kita tadi midirana. Sapamagata kita tadi mita kita tadi midirana. Sa rigata bari rigareni sa rigata bari. Sapamaga mama ga mama ga mama ga mama ga paga garisanisa garisanisa. Donde está mi ante? Say yeah yeah yeah. Kita tadi midirana. Carissa, carissa, carissa. Carigasa, sa carigasa, sa carigasa. C'est comme si, c'est comme ça. Ma chérie, la 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 la. Carissa, carissa, carissa. Li va badani, va badisa. Sapamagata kita tadi mita kita tadi midirana. Sapamagata kita tadi mita kita tadi midirana. Sa rigata bari rigareni sa rigata bari. Sapamaga mama ga mama ga mama ga mama ga paga garisanisa garisanisa. Donde está mi ante?
That was an elegant and beautiful performance. Thank you, friends, for dancing our souls away. Now, Let's watch few clips of the compilation of all heats conducted during last week from Standard 1 to 12. The names of the participants can be seen scrolling on the screen. That was really a fantastic sportsmanship skill. We are proud of all of you. Keep it up.
Coronavirus has taken this world by storm. Who in the world has ever foreseen this COVID scenario? It will take immense strength to go through this difficult phase. Here is Arush of Standard 8, winner of this year's elocution competition, to speak on the importance of keeping fit, especially in this pandemic COVID-19.
When health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, art cannot become a manifest, strength is not exerted, wealth is useless, and the reason is powerless by Herophilus. A very good evening to everyone present here. We know that fitness is a lifelong pursuit and it is necessary to fight the current pandemic that is going on. If we are healthy and fit, we'll have a much lower chance of getting affected by the coronavirus. And not only will we have a better time fighting against it, but other diseases such as common cold, flu, fever, etc. When we are healthy and fit, we can enjoy our lives. And this is ensured by doing physical activities and exercising every day. It promotes cardiovascular, respiratory, and the overall health of the body. Staying active can promote one healthy lifestyle. It can also reduce the risk of diabetes, heart diseases, and some other cancers too. Now, the question is, how do we stay healthy? Here, let me give you some tips. Eat a varied and balanced diet. Drink lots of water. Get good sleep. Do exercises every day. I hope everyone understands how important it is to take care of your body, for it is the only place where you live. Finally, I conclude my speech with a quote from Tony Robbins. The higher your energy, the more efficient your body. The more efficient your body, the more talent you'll use to produce outstanding results. So, why not create healthy habits, not restrictions? Thank you.
Thank you, Arush, for your impressive speech. In the words of Geshe K. Gyatso, we all wish for world peace, but world peace will never be achieved unless we first establish peace within our own minds. Now we have Deepak of grade 6 to open our eyes to the world of yoga.
Thank you, Deepak, for the commendable performance. It's time for us to call upon our Vice Chairman, Dr. Sanjay Cherian, who has made this evening special with his presence. Sir, we request you to address today's gathering. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me and see me. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. So, a very warm good evening to all of you, especially to our chief guest for the day, Mr. Pradeep Kumar. I was very happy to know that he's a Dronacharya award winner, and at the same time is also a swimmer, which happens to be one of my favorite sports. I used to represent the Railway Club, the Railway Southern Railways Club when I was a child myself in the sub-juniors category. So I used to undertake a lot of training in swimming myself when I was a child. So I do understand completely the message that he had given to us in terms of not just building up physical activity and increasing your immunity, but also having self-discipline and self-confidence. So a very warm welcome to you, sir, and to all our members present here, to Mrs. Rema Daniel, to Alice Kisku, to all the members of the management, the teaching staff, the non-teaching staff, and most of all to all our students and to all the parents who are present here on this virtual platform. At the very outset, I'm very happy to be a part of this annual sports day event. This is definitely a first for, I think, for most of us or for all of us. I don't think any of us have actually uh, participated in a virtual sports meet before. So this definitely is a very unique sports day celebration for all of us. So as we all know, uh, the study school has always been unique in trying to do something different, and we've always tried to be front runners in whatever we try to achieve. So I guess this is an added feather to our cap, where we have taken part, or we've like initiated this virtual sports meet today. As we all know, we're going through this pandemic of the COVID, and that's the reason why this annual sports meet has been cancelled. But nevertheless, challenges do give new opportunities to us, and that is what we have utilized today to organize this virtual sports meet. Alice, I would like to thank you for your message. It's a very interesting story about the hunter uh, and how he did not appreciate the apples anymore. A very good message. I have read this story before, and it does make us realize, especially during these COVID times, these difficult times, it makes us realize that it is very important to cherish the small things in life which we take for granted. Many of my near ones and dear ones have become COVID positive, and many of them are going through a very difficult time. And it only makes us realize the importance of being close to our near ones and dear ones, and also the importance of our health. As we all know, health is propagated by physical activity. As our chief guest for the day had mentioned, physical activity is very important to build up our immunity. Physical activity is very important, especially during the COVID times, especially during a lockdown, because most of the parks, most of the gyms, swimming pools are all closed at the moment. So many of the avenues available to us for exercise have been closed. Despite which, it is very, very important to use our time uh, properly to ensure that we all undertake some kind of physical activity. It could be just a walk on the terrace, or a small cycling, or jogging, or badminton, or skipping, anything. But it is very, very important to do this, especially during the lockdown, to build up our immunity and to ensure that our breathing capacity is kept well, so that we try and fight the COVID infection even if we do get infected. One thing we need to realize is that this COVID virus that we have today is all around us. We can't see it, but it is very disastrous because it has claimed a lot of very young lives all over the world. But the good thing is that most of the people who were eating healthy and staying fit, taking care of their health, have actually bounced back, have done quite well, and our recovery rates have been quite good. So all the more it just understates, and it basically uh, shows the importance of focusing on our health, especially during the COVID period. Another thing about sports is that it also teaches us, as our chief guest had mentioned, about winning and losing, and understanding that it's not just about winning, it's about competing, and also about learning from our winning, and also learning more from when we lose. It's important to be a good loser rather than to be a sore loser. And sports also teaches us about building, about team building, and about communication. Very often we do notice that there are some star players in a team, but unless and until the team is able to play together, the team never wins. And that is the reason why you see some teams, especially during the world football, if you remember the soccer matches which happened recently, there were some star players like Ronaldo and different players, Messi, and in different teams where the star players in their team. But unfortunately, none of those teams actually won. The teams that actually went forward are the teams that were able to. They probably didn't have star players, but teams that were able to perform better, who were able to work together as a team, play together as a team, communicate together as a team. And these are the teams that actually went forward and actually won. So this sports is not just physical activity, it's not just about immunity, it's more about team building and also about team communication, which is very important in not just our physical activity and our sports, but also in our life itself, the importance of communication and working together as a team. People talk about IQ and also about EQ, which is about the intelligence quotient and also the emotional quotient. And clearly it has been seen that there might be people who are extremely intelligent, who have a very high IQ, but are unable to work in a team. So it's very important not just to have an IQ, but also to have an EQ, which is the emotional quotient, your ability to relate to people, your ability to work as a team. And those are the ones who actually emerge as winners. Having said all this, sports is a very integral part of the study. And as we all know, at the study, we have always looked at molding and developing global citizens. It's not just about academics. I truly don't believe that a good student who gets straight A's or 100% in all the subjects is the best student of the year. I truly believe that it's the all-rounder that matters. A person who's able to study, who's able to take part in sports, who's able to take part in cultural activities, and who's able to communicate with each other. That is the real winner. And that is the kind of person that we're trying to mold at the study, trying to make each and every single student of the study a global citizen who will be a leader for tomorrow. So having said that, my best wishes, congratulations to the entire team, to all the teachers, to all the staff, to all the students. Good luck, best wishes to all of you, and I'm really, really happy that you're conducting a virtual sports day despite the lockdown, despite the weather conditions. I'm really glad that you're organizing this. So good luck, best wishes, and I do hope that the COVID disappears very soon and that we will have a regular sports day and a regular school day very soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experiences and encouraging each of us to pursue sports in our everyday lives. The martial art, Silambam, is one of the oldest self-defense techniques in the world. Initially, it was developed in Tamil Nadu in the Indian subcontinent. Silambam incorporates various types of weapons and methods of movement training. Considering its rise over the last couple of years, let us now dig deep into what makes it typically so special about this ancient martial art. Here is Hemachandran of Standard 9, our very own martial artist.
Thank you, Hemachandran, for that spectacular performance. Winners are honored, and those that aren't winners are not losers when taken in the right spirit. And that's the true spirit of sports. Either way, it's success for everyone. We request our principal, Mrs. Alice Kisco, to declare the overall sports championship winners of the 15th annual virtual sports meet event for the year 2020 to 2021. Ma'am, over to you.
I think this is the part that everyone's waiting for, isn't it? Students, all of you are waiting for hearing who is the overall champions for this year. We have 4 houses, right? And all the 4 houses have played well. Okay, Topaz. So Topaz house is in the 4th position. Okay, congratulations, Topaz. So you've got the 4th position. Okay, Topaz is with 2,875 points. The next one is the Sapphire house. The Sapphire house with 3,425 points. That is the 3rd position. Ruby with 3,650 points, and now I know all of you know who's the winners. Yes, Emerald House. Emerald House, you're the winners, and you got 4,825 points. So Emerald House, Green House, big applause for them. Okay, they are the winners for this this year's sports champions. Okay, congratulations, children. Congratulations. All of you have done well, but some house has to get. So this year it is for Emerald House with 4,825 points.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our chief guest, Mr. Pradeep Kumar, to award the winners with the championship rolling trophy.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations to the Emerald House team for lifting the championship trophy for the year 2020 to 2021. The e-certificates will be posted in MS Team channel. You can download your certificates at your convenience later. It is sad that this day must end. But if we could just be grateful for its unfolding, we'd remember it for ages to come. Mr. Santosh, head of the sports department, will now propose the vote of thanks acknowledging the service of many hands that toiled to make this virtual sports day celebration a reality.
Good evening to everyone. I have great pleasure in proposing vote of thanks on this fine occasion. At the outset, I wish to thank Mr. Pradeep Kumar, Chief Guest, for having kindly considered to proceed over this 15th annual sports meet and distribute the certificate to the winners and runners of this annual sports meet 2020. And this virtual platform, the fact that Sir is a Durnacharya awardee and an Indian national coach since 2005, having over 30 years of coaching and having trained over 4,000 swimmers in his career, make us feel extra special to have your valuable presence with us this evening, sir. I would like to thank our chairman, Dr. K.M. Cherian, vice chairman, Dr. Sanjay Cherian, correspondent, Sanjay Cherian, Rema Daniel, SMC board member, for this valuable presence here and making his evening a memorable one. We are carrying the special message that we share with us today, and we shall cherish it forever. I extend my heart thanks to our principal, Alice Kisk ma'am, vice principal, Elizabeth Joseph ma'am, coordinator, Sujata ma'am, Sindhil sir, for their constant support and guidance. I extend my heart thanks to all my colleagues, to all the teaching and non-teaching members of the faculty of our schools for their excellent cooperation in conducting the online annual sports meet. I would like to make a special mention of our Suresh sir, Satya sir, Jay Kumar sir for helping us to conduct this virtual sports day using their technical skills. My special thanks to all my supportive PT staff, Manivandan, Bala, Nitya, David sir, Binay and Suni ma'am conducting the online heats and screening the participants and the winners. I would be failed in my duty if I do not thank all the students and parent representatives who have volunteered to help us in the smooth conduct of this meet. I want to say one thing. Everybody know MS Dhoni. He is the only captain in the history of of cricket to win on ICC trophy under his captaincy. India won 2007 ICC World 2020, 2011 ICC Cricket World Cup, 2013 ICC Championship Trophy. Our study team have great head coach, our chairman Dr. K. M. Cherian, assistant coach, our vice chairman Dr. Sanjay Cherian, trainer, correspondent Sandhya Cherian, captain, principal Alice ma'am. Our study team has succeeded in all the events under Alice ma'am captaincy. I am happy to say I am part of the study team. One of the players also. I thank one and all. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for the words of gratitude. Winning means you're willing to go longer, work harder, and give more than anyone else. We come to the end of the 15th annual virtual sports meet program. Thank you everyone for spending this evening with us. Trust you had a great time. Keep up the spirits of the studyites. Thank you.